Protesters are using paint instead of rocks in their demonstrations in what's being called a colorful revolution. The protests began last winter following revelations about the scope of alleged state surveillance in Macedonia. They resumed again this spring when Macedonia's president Georgi Ivanov himself fighting allegations of involvement in companies named in Panama Papers, cancelled an official investigation into Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski and 56 colleagues who were allegedly involved in the wiretapping scandal. The US State Department has expressed concern about President Ivanov's move. In a statement, it said failure to allow the courts to do their job and continue the investigation undermines Macedonia's commitment to the fundamental values of NATO and the European Union. Russia's ambassador in Skopje, Oleg Sherbak, accused the EU and the US of actively interfering in Macedonia's internal affairs. He warned that any attempts to manipulate the situation could lead to the disastrous and unpredictable consequences. Russia's influence in Macedonia is growing rapidly, especially in the petroleum sector. Russian Lukoil is opening gas stations throughout the country, while Russian businesses are investing in manufacturing and have close ties with government officials, according to the reports in local media. Because Macedonia is at the doorstep of NATO, Moscow is taking advantage of the political turmoil, says Balkan expert Daniel Server.
Moscow, of course, is increasingly asserting itself in an effort to prevent NATO expansion. This is most evident in Montenegro, but it's apparent elsewhere as well. And frankly, in Macedonia, I think there have been statements that are less helpful.
Only negative consequences can come if this crisis leads to further Russian involvement, according to analyst Edward Joseph.
Russian influence is only a negative. It can only bring negative consequences. There is no country that you can look at, Ukraine, Belarus, Armenia. You can look at no country that borders Russia and see positive developments from Russian intervention.
Meanwhile, the protests continue. In a statement for VOA, U.S. Ambassador in Skopje, Jess Bailey, said that the Macedonian president's April 12 pardons only add to a sense of impunity, particularly for possible electoral abuses. He said, if there are elections on June 5th, it will do nothing to resolve Macedonia's political crisis and will only endanger the country's Euro-Atlantic integration. Jane Bojađijevski, VOA News, Washington.